G'day folks, it's the Maple Monkey here again with another Marvel United gameplay video for you, and this time we're going to be launching into a campaign. So we're back from filming some other different games and that sort of stuff. I thought we'd revisit Marvel United, and with the exciting release of the new X-Men '97 animated series on Disney, which has been a lot of fun, Disney Plus. It's been really well received, and I've really enjoyed it, and those I've spoken to have been very excited and enjoyed it as well. I thought we could launch into the X-Men campaign, the animated series campaign, based on season 1 of the cartoon. So way back in the actual '90s, the animation came out, and this is something that's been put together by Dave Amarasinger, and you guys probably, if you watch the channel, are aware of all the great work he does with the Age of Apocalypse homebrew stuff, and putting together the homebrew wiki and the Rogues Gallery as well. And this was, I think, one of his first sort of fan-made projects that he worked on, at least with Marvel United. So I thought we could give this a run through and celebrate this. I know there's been some great campaigns out there. I think Dominic, a fan named Dominic, made a really cool big map campaign that's been featured on, I think, Kanji Studios and the One Stop Co-op shop, and the Co-op Guild guys there as well. So I thought it'd be fun to sort of play through this. I know I really enjoyed doing that little mini Thanos' gauntlet, the Infinity Gauntlet, a little while ago, so I thought this would be fun as well. So let's have a look at the campaign. So I've just sort of printed it out on paper here, but you can see there's a bit of a run through of some of the different episodes or different sort of storylines from the campaign. So you always start up here with the Night of the Sentinels, based on that sort of first episode. And then depending on the outcomes, you can go through and end up playing quite a few of the scenarios there. Dave's provided a bit of an overview of what each of the pages sort of looks like, and what you can expect to find there. Some guides on sort of replacing locations and that sort of thing as well. And a big part of what Dave's strived for here as well is to give you options, so that, and he lets you know where different sets come from and that sort of thing. So if you don't have everything in the Marvel United sort of product range, he gives you sort of options and different bits and pieces, so you can sort of like sub in different things as well. So this is just a little bit of a guide here, so you can see we've got sort of like the villain title. Usually have any sort of major modifications that the scenario is going to use. He has some sort of story information here. Then he usually has some options for increasing or decreasing the difficulty, and plus what sort of extra challenges you should include as well. Bit of a location guide, heroes as well, and then sort of where to next if you sort of win or lose, and the different things that happen there as well. So that's what we're looking at. We'll just pop these over here for now. So let's have a look at the scenario we'll be playing through today. So this is A1. Now, funnily enough, this is the Night of the Sentinels, but and you can see this big Sentinel here, and you can definitely see some Sentinels on the table, but you might notice something a little funny here, and we'll see here that we're using Ultron as the Sentinels, because the Ultron character and that fight does seem to sort of fit, funnily enough, the thematic nature of this particular storyline. Although at the time that this scenario was made, I'm not sure if Simon Templar had made his Sentinels fan-made creation yet or not, or if Dave was aware of it. So I guess that's another option you could, if you wanted to, in the spirit of like sort of, being able to sort of mix and match and do different things with this campaign. I suppose you could play that multi-Sentinel fight as well. But let's have a look at this particular one. So the modification here, we're going to be using Ultron, so we're actually going to be playing against Ultron today, but the modification is that we're using Ultron for this, but we're going to replace his figure with Sentinel, Sentinel 3. Pose any Sentinels not in play around the board to represent the ever-present threat. And I've just realized, I think I was thinking of Sentinel 2 anyway, so I know I've got the right one on the board now anyway. But also, there'll be little notes like this around the page that will sort of point out, okay, this is using content from this expansion pack. So it sort of lets you know, okay, well, if you're going to do this modification, you sort of need to have this content here. All right, we've got a little bit of a story here as well. And also, I love these little references here about if you're interested in this storyline, you can go and sort of watch the X-Men episode 1 from the animated series, or you can check out the comics, whichever comic issue or sort of series run that this particular episode in the animation sort of draws its inspiration from, so you can kind of look at both and see how it was done in both of those mediums. We're not going to worry too much about the decreased difficulty or increased difficulty at this stage, but we will use the challenge here. So we've got the danger room, so we're going to be using that, and that's in the first class set there. We're going to be using Sentinel 1 challenge, and again that's from the Days of Future Past. If we have a look at our locations here, there's a little bit of a guide so you can see generally what sort of locations, what types of locations they are. So for example, this would be, this little symbol here shows that this is like a location that affects the master plan deck, whereas let's have a look. We've got an example, here we go, so we've got an example here with movement, so this one sort of affects movement and that sort of thing as well. So if you do want to swap locations in and out, you've got a good sense of, okay, maybe we should find something else that does a similar effect or something like that. In this particular one, we're going to be using the Osborne Lab, the Howler, we've got the Daily Bugle, the X-Jet, Times Square, and the Xavier's Institute, and that's where we're going to be setting up the danger room as well. And you can see down here Dave's put in some explanations to justify, story-wise, why these locations are kind of suitable for the scenario. And so if we have a look over here with the heroes, we've got our canon roster here that we should be using. We've also got suggested other sort of suitable ones that sort of fit the theme and the timeline. And then we've got these other what-if ones as well. So there's lots of options, lots of ranges. So, if you don't have all the appropriate sort of models or all the appropriate sort of sets, you've got plenty of options here as well. And it also just gives you that sense that, okay, you can, even if it's not listed here, I guess you could sort of, do something that suits your collection as well. All right, so there we go. So we're going to be looking at Jubilee. We're going to be looking at Storm, Gambit, and Rogue. So the scenario here is that, let's have a look, anti-mutant sentiment has reached a fever pitch. Bolivar Trask has created machines that pose a real danger to mutants everywhere. Stop them before someone gets hurt. A special youth, Jubilee, is under attack. So that's the basic premise there, and if you want more detail you can have a look there as well, and I'll put up links to where you can find this little campaign that Dave has put together. And yeah, hope you guys can have your own fun and enjoy the campaign yourselves. Well, let's have a look. If you've not played Ultron before, which is maybe hard to believe because I think he's in the first base set of Marvel United, and I definitely know that I've played against him before, but it has been a while. Let's just do a little quick refresher here. So we're going to be playing with 4 heroes, so he's got 11 health there. No real special setup there. If we were using the supervillain mode, we'd have a few extra tokens there. His BAM is pretty simple. He deals the damage to each hero where his location is, plus he adds a whole bunch of thugs, which I guess in this scenario we can sort of interpret as legions of Sentinels. Instead of not Doom bots, what are they called? Ultron bots, or I forget what does he call his like army of robots? I can't really remember. Overflow. So if a maybe they're Daleks or something. If a civilian or thug token can't be added to a location, add that token to the next location clockwise instead. So he's sort of flooding the place. And then when all locations are fully occupied by civilians or thugs, the heroes lose. So essentially, if the place fills up with these tokens, we lose. That's kind of what he's aiming for. And he's not one of those villains that when they do a KO, they put another master plan card out. They just do their BAM again. So he's going to be doing more damage and putting a bunch of thugs out. So that could be quite disastrous. So we'll see how we go. Now, and in this scenario, in this campaign, if we lose, that's not necessarily the end of the campaign. It just funnels us into a different direction in the storyline. So it's totally possible for us to lose this and still be able to play the next mission sort of thing. So that's what we're looking at with Ultron. Let's have a quick look at his little threats here in case you're not familiar, or you need a refresher course like me, he's got a couple of landing spot locations here. Duplication, I guess, mass production of the Sentinels. That's add a thug to the location. Okay, cleared by heroics. So there's one here in our starting location, one over in the Institute as well. We can see we've got the Ultron virus hero starting their turn in this location, must ignore one action symbol of their choice, and he's got a couple of those. There's one over here in the lab and one over here in the Daily Bugle, and I guess that could kind of, in this particular scenario, can represent like that Sentinel capturing technology or something like that, where they're sort of hindering us and grabbing us, and also, they have, I think they have those like Omega Red sort of tentacles, don't they, in the cartoon intro where they sort of grab the heroes. Let's have a look here. So we've got, there they are, Ultron clones. I knew that. Doombots, why not? I'll probably be referring to them as Doombots throughout the throughout the game. So add a thug to the location if there's a BAM here. So add a, well, not here, but if there's a BAM, we'll be doing this. Add a civilian to the location, and then heroes in this location can prevent this by taking a damage. If each of them, wow, okay, if each of them takes a damage, that is scary. All right. So they've got 4 health each, so we'll put them on here. And then we did say we were going to add a little challenge to this one as well. So we do have this training challenge, which is cool, the danger room. So that's cool. We've got a little bit of a bonus there, but we also have this difficulty here, which is we're going to add Sentinel 1. So they start in the villain's location there as well. So this one over here, reaching out to grab the special youth, that's going to be Ultron, and this other one that's just blasting is going to be the Sentinel 1. And essentially every time we play a hero turn, we have to then check based on the symbols on the bottom of our card that we just played. Movement, every movement symbol we play will allow the Sentinel to move towards the last hero who played a card. Every heroic is going to add a civilian to the Sentinel's location, and every punch is going to deal damage to a hero, and if none is in its location, it moves towards the last hero, and if we play wilds, the Sentinel is going to gain health, which may go above its starting value of 2. The Sentinel cannot be damaged until the villain becomes under pressure. So not vulnerable, but just under pressure, so then we can start hunting it down. And after each hero turn, the Sentinel acts according to the symbols at the bottom of the storyline. Now I can't remember, I think you just do it in the order of the symbols on the card sort of thing, so I think you just go through them. I don't, like in terms of like which one do you do first, I think you just do them in order on what's on the card. I'm not sure if you're supposed to do them like do all the movements first and stuff, but I think generally they go in this order anyway, don't they? Or maybe not, because the punches generally come before the stars on those multi-action cards. Anyway, we'll work that out. So we'll put that down there. There we go. And here's hoping we can keep Jubilee safe. So let's get down to it. We've got our 4 heroes, and so just to show these off, they're not painted, so I don't really know why I'm showing these off. We've got Jubilee here. Oh, I tell a lie, one of them's painted. There is Gambit. There he is. I've seen some really great paint jobs with Gambit, people painting up the cards. His deck of cards to look really good. And we've got Rogue here, who happens to be stepping on it or launching off a Sentinel's hand here. So probably showing him too much shadow there, but there you go, that's her. And we've got Storm, who seems to be a pretty... I've used her quite a bit with my playtesting and stuff with different homebrew things, and she seems to be a pretty powerful character, so hopefully she'll help us out. And yeah, let's see how we go. Alright, so game 1 in the animated series Season 1 campaign by Dave Amarasinger, so, or Diversion Architect, some of you might know him as. So let's see how we go. Hopefully we can do the campaign proud. Alright, so let's have a look here. So we've got our decks, we've got to draw some cards. We've got Jubilee here, we're drawing 3. No starting hand cards, I believe, with any of these mutants. So, got 3 there. We have 2, 3. 3 for Storm. And 3 for Rogue. Okay. These over here. Oh, we've got some powerful ones there from Jubilee, but do we want to do we want to use those powerful ones with this Sentinel hanging around? We've got a bit of variety there with Storm as well. Rogue has only single actions, and she's got this ability absorption, but unless we put some decent cards out, that one might be a bit not very useful at the start of the game. And Mr. Gambit, what's he up to? 3 to start with. He's got what is it? Molecular acceleration. So he's got you can sort of trade in tokens for big splashy damage there, but unfortunately doesn't really have much of a way to generate tokens there at the moment. He's going to have to draw some of those other cards. So not quite the order we wanted those cards to come out in, I guess, but we'll just have to sort of make do and maybe bide our time. We've got Ultron's deck ready to go. Okay, and we'll just double check. Yep, we've hit record, great. Okay. I've had a couple of false starts with this one, so I'm like, did I turn it on or did I not? Alright, here we go. Alright, just got to remember this is Ultron. Alright, what are we up to with Ultron to start with? Is he coming straight for the special youth? Straight for Jubilee? Not quite, but he's putting a truckload of Sentinels out. So he's moving 1. There's no BAM, but there's a lot of thugs being put down. So we're going to be under pressure straight away here with these. So we've got 1 in either side here. Actually, what I should be doing, apologies, I believe what I'm supposed to do is start here, so we put 1 here, then there's going to need to be 1, 2, we have an overflow, so that one comes over here, 3, and then we put the last one out. So it doesn't really matter in this case, but I think it's we just should be careful to put them out in that order, I think, is how that works. So, alright, there's a lot of these thugs and civilians out there. There's not really that many leftover spaces, so we're going to have to sort of get cracking, I think. Alright, so speaking of getting cracking, let's start with... oh, wow. So Jubilee. Interesting. So she's drawn... Oh, now this gives us some choices, doesn't it? Alright, because where she is... She could work towards... Oh, and I should have been checking. I didn't really look to see where this Sentinel was landing, because I should be double checking these duplication spots, shouldn't I? Alright. But, so this double heroic, we could be working straight away on that, or there are 2 civilians here. We definitely want to be keeping these locations low with their counts of tokens. We probably really want to, in a scenario where if we sort of run out of spaces, we're in big trouble. I think we really want to, I should put the 11 health on there too. I think we want to be sort of really working on those, but some of these threats are quite nasty though, so we can't really afford to ignore them though as well. But I do notice that I have this one here, which says that I can deal up to, do a punch against up to 3 different targets. So in the interest of clearing locations and this card, you know, sounds like, oh, it's a big attack card, but it's not really that great for saving later in the game, I think, because it's only going to be doing 1 damage against Ultron, or the Omega Sentinel, I guess. So I think this one might not be too bad. It does get the other Sentinel moving, but I guess at least it's not placing other tokens out and stuff as well. So maybe let's do this. I sort of want to head away this way, but I wouldn't mind getting to the Osborn Labs. I think that might be handy. I think this one does tokens for us. if I remember from the scenario. So that might be good to get Gambit in there and be able to get him some tokens. But they did just drop a whole bunch of tokens over here too, so I think we need to work on those. So I think Jubilee, she's going to go messing with these Sentinels herself. So she's going to place, so we played that card, she's going to move 1. She's going to use that movement to get here. Then she's going to do 1 damage against up to 3 different targets in our location. So that's, we're going to do 1 damage to the clone. So I figure, well, there's only 2 thugs here, but that's still, we can clear 2 of them. That's pretty powerful. Plus being able to work on the clone, I guess, is not too bad. And then I guess if we can get the X-Jet up and running, then we've got a bit more freedom of movement there. Although I think it's a pretty heavy, like a movement heavy team, so maybe we're not too worried about that. But you know, may as well do some extra damage to the clone while we can. So, all right. So she's had her turn. Now this is where I'm gonna have to remember. So you guys will have to keep me honest here. Although this is not live, so how can you do that? But still, I think what we're going to do is we're going to read this. So we played a movement, so the Sentinel number 1 is going to head towards, this seems pretty thematic, is going to head towards Jubilee. So she's in a bit of trouble, she needs some help. Maybe Storm can help her out. So we've given Storm some movement. We've just, I think we just drew this, so she's just drawn a double wild. Ooh, what are you going to do, Storm? You have you have movement. We want to clear these locations. We want to work on this stuff too, don't we? So maybe the punch and the star. It's going to cause a bit of overflow there, but that's, I mean, what can we do? Interesting. Alright, let's do this. So we'll put Storm's punch and star down. Try and save that, the double wild for later on. Question is, what do I use this for? So is Storm going to head this way, or is she going to spread out? Maybe she's going to come over here. And maybe she will... Is she going to rescue, or is she going to work on this? I just think I need to keep these locations real down. I know these are going to add to the locations as well, but I think if I just keep concentrating on these, and then if I ever get some spare leftover ones, I can maybe work on those. Again, the danger room, it could be good unlocking the danger room too. But I think I'm going to try this strategy of just really focusing on the tokens. We'll see if I can keep that up. Like, am I going to be able to keep that up enough to counteract all of these extra ones coming down if I don't focus on the threats? That's going to be an interesting one too. Alright. So... now we have to do these two. So what's happening here? We've got... So I believe... I'm just going to have a quick look. I'll just cut away and I'll have a quick look at exactly what I'm supposed to do with the movement or the punching. Okay, so I've got the book here, so I don't know if you can see that. I'll just stand up so I can make sure you can see that. So after each hero turn, the Sentinel activates. Look at the symbols at the bottom of the last hero card in the storyline. Then have the Sentinel perform the task corresponding to each symbol in order, following the protocol displayed on the card. So it's this bit here, following the protocol displayed on the card, that makes me think, oh, am I supposed to do it in that order, like 1, 2, 3, you know, these. But I think it just means, you know, following the instructions, but it's this that it says to each symbol in order. So I think what I'm supposed to do is actually follow the order on the bottom of the last card. So I think I'm supposed to go the star, then the punch. So that's what we'll do. Apologies if I'm getting that wrong. Feel free to chime in to tell me if I'm correct or incorrect. But if it is in fact a star, then what is supposed to happen is before the Sentinel moves, it goes to put a civilian down, which would overflow and come into this spot. And then it's going to punch. There's no one there to punch, so it moves into Jubilee's spot, or actually doesn't. Let's have a look here, because it's going after the last hero, and I believe it's actually equidistant away, so I guess we could have it move over here. We can actually distract the Sentinel and draw it away from Jubilee, because Jubilee's not the last hero. Okay, so that's pretty good. Rogue, your turn, so she's going to draw a card. We've got a move and a star there, move and heroic. She's got this, use the special effect of another hero's card, so we could use that, which would give us Jubilee's card, but there aren't a lot of targets out here. I guess I could come in here and hit the clone, or I could hit this thug here, but that seems like a waste of that, being able to hit up to 3 different targets there, so we won't be worrying about that. Put that one back. Then we've got these two here, but I don't think I really want to use those, so I think what we're going to use, we'll use this move and heroic. So I think what we might do is well, let's put that there. It gives us 2 heroics, it gives us a punch, so we'll punch this thug here, and are we going to, let's maybe remove, let's maybe remove both of these civilians, and then move Rogue. Which direction is Rogue going to go in? Boy oh boy, I think Rogue might actually go in this direction. Or does Gambit? No, I think I want to get Gambit heading over this way, so I think I'm going to move Rogue over this way. Yeah. Yep. Okay. In which case, let's leave one of the civilians here. Give Gambit something to do. I sort of was thinking, well, maybe Gambit could spend his heroics on the cards now, but if we leave one here, that way we can just sort of keep managing this area here. So she's going to do one punch, one heroic, move into this spot and do another heroic. And I think that's okay there. We could be in a bit of trouble here. But yeah, we'll see how we go. Alright, so that is the first round, I think, for the heroes. We've just got to do the action of the Sentinel here. So the Sentinel is going to move to... Oh, now this is interesting. This is interesting. I haven't thought about this, so maybe... I guess it doesn't really... I mean, I feel like these civilians are going to go down all over the place, right? So we've got a couple of heroes over here so they can deal with it if they come down. I think this is okay, because if there's overflow, it just spreads into these areas, doesn't it? So I think what's going to happen here is the Sentinel is going to move back towards the last hero, which is Rogue. So in this case, there's definitely a closer direction to go. And then it's going to put a civilian down. In this case, it's going to go here and it's going to come this way. And it goes to the clockwise location, doesn't it? So we're going to end up with another one in here. Alright. So, now we're having a look at what Omega Sentinel is doing, or whatever you call the head honcho Sentinel. There we go. 3. Oh, so landing on Storm, I think so. 1, 2, 3. And no placement. No placement, but there is a BAM. So let's do the BAM. So BAM starts here. By the way, this Sentinel over here is just for just for looks. We're not using that Sentinel. I think we're putting 3 thugs out, aren't we? So 1, 2, 3. Yikes. Then we have, I think there's a damage being dealt. Yep, the damage being dealt to Storm. So Storm's got these cards to lose, so I guess maybe we lose this one. Put that at the bottom. Okay. Then, just thinking maybe it would be good to keep the move and punch for later on when we might be hunting this guy down, trying to do 11 damage to him, but we'll see, we'll see. So that is the damage. We did that, and then we go around. So, oh, he's landed in a starting location, so we actually should have done this first. There's a starting location here. Well, not starting location, there's a landing spot location. So we've got the extra Sentinel being put out. So now we're completely full here. My goodness. And I feel like there's going to be another one put out here. We can't stop that because there's no one there to defend it. We're going to get another one here unless we take a damage, but we'd have to take damage with both. I don't think we want to do that. I mean, we could take a bit of damage, but if we do get KO'd, that means there's like 6 thugs being placed out at once. So maybe we can sustain that for a little while. That's like full over here. So, okay, we'll see how we go. All right, Gambit, what are you up to, buddy? I think that's everything. We've done the 2 BAMs. Yeah, okay. So Gambit's got a move and a heroic. He's got a move and a punch, so we've got some different directions we can go there. We've also got the 2 wilds there as well. Now, Gambit's been given a move and a heroic. So this is interesting. I could... Oh man, do I slow down on the taking out these guys? Ooh, this is going to be risky. I could go 1, 2 movement, place 2 heroic tokens down. Oh no, this is going to be disastrous, I think, because now... Oh yeah, this could be bad, but I'm putting even more tokens out. So the Sentinel heads this way to follow, is it Remy? And then goes to put out a civilian. Can't go there, can't go there, can't go here. It goes over here. We've got very few spots to play with now. But it's in the hopes of being able to get this opened. Was that a good move? You know what? I don't think so. I think he's over here at least now. But do we... Because it's going to be Storm who goes in there. Although he can steal the stuff off her. I was going to say, because he's not going to be able to unlock and get the token itself, because he's not going to be the one opening it. But you know what? He's got some cards that let him steal, I think. So maybe we stay the course. Alright. So, Jubilee, what are you up to? So she's drawing a punch, I think. And she's got a bunch of... Oh gosh. Here's the problem. If we do these heroics, this Sentinel's just going to keep putting them back in. Okay. What are we going to do? Well, oh, here we go. All right. Okay. Oh gosh. It's just gonna keep the status quo, isn't it? Oh no, I don't know. Okay, because if we do this, I've got a couple options here. I can rescue 3 of these civilians. I guess what it's doing is it's driving us towards the mission's complete. Because I was thinking, if I rescue the 3 civilians, he's just going to put 2 out. So it's like, that's a bit of a waste of time. But if I come over here and spend the 3 and completely complete this mission or this mission, then he's still then going to put another 2 out, and we haven't even removed any. So that could be problematic. But if she does rescue 3, so let's maybe go. Oh boy. Let's go. Let's rescue 2 here, and maybe which way do we go? Do we go this way? Rescue that one. And he's gonna, where is he? He's over here. He's then gonna stay there. He's gonna put 2 out, and that just places another 2 back where Rogue is, because they're gonna want to overflow here, and then overflow here. Yikes. Okay. Boy, this Sentinel is a... I think I'm more worried about the actual Sentinel than the Ultron. Okay. Interesting. Storm, what are you up to, Storm? So she's got, well, luckily I played some heroics there because I do want to finish this off at least. But what else can she do? She might play the move and punch. Oh, now. What punch is deal damage to 1 hero? Okay, none is in this location yet. Okay, so she's going to take a hit, or maybe Remy will take a hit here. She's going to do 1 rescue over here with 1 of the heroics. She's then going to move into this location. She's going to, I think we'll actually punch this this thug here before she leaves. Then she's going to place the last star here. She's going to do this. Then she's going to gain a punch token. So Storm has a punch token. We've completed 1 threat. Hopefully we can get cracking on these missions too. Alright. There we go. So, and now the Sentinel is going to move in and do a punch, and we will punch. Remy's going to dive in the way. He'll take a hit. He is looking at... This is a tough one. Boy. I think I'm going to lose... Let's lose the move and punch, I think. Alright. So... Interesting. It's now Ultron's turn. Alright, let's have a look at what Super Sentinel is doing. Ooh, this is rough. What's he doing? He's moving... Oh no, he's moving 1. Yikes. Putting a lot of stuff out. But there's no BAM. Oh, that's interesting. Putting a lot of civilians out though. So 2 of them can be placed. Okay. And... Well, I should be putting 1 here, shouldn't I? So 1 here. And then 2 can be placed. 1 overflows all the way around to here. And then we get 1 more would be placed here, overflows all the way around to here. Oh my goodness. 1, 2... Is that it? There's only 3 spots left. This could be very problematic. Uh-oh. we really need to start whittling some things down here. Okay, so who is up? It is Rogue's turn. Alright, Rogue. Special effect of another card. Could this be useful now? What have we got? We've got a move and a punch. I mean, we could just keep this Sentinel. It's going to give him 2 more health if we do that, but we could just try and do some good stuff here. Move and a punch. We really want to take a lot of stuff out. Maybe I think it's time to use the wilds. I could use this special effect and do the 3, but I think I want to see if I can get some better cards out. Alright, what's she going to do? Where's she going to do the damage? Well, let's go... I think I want to do... Can I do 1, 2, 3? If I do three punches, I'd really probably prefer not to be starting in this location, but I think I'm going to try it. 1, oh, this is probably problematic. 1, 2, 3 before I leave. Then, because if we can get them vulnerable at the same time, that might be good. And that's going to give us 2 more health, but at least it's not driving up the civilians and the thugs. So, is it worth it? Do we just pump some health into this and then maybe not even worry about trying to deal with him? But then he's going to be out, still causing trouble. Alright, so we moved, and we did the 3 punches. Right, then it is Remy's turn. He's got these ones. He needs to get himself a... He's got 2 molecular accelerations, but unfortunately we'd be wasting them if we use them now. We're really going to be pumping up the health on this this other Sentinel, aren't we, if we play this, but this could give us a really good turn. We could do 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the problem is, if I stay here to get the token, I'm kind of wasting... Well, not necessarily. I could do some damage to the Sentinel, because they're both in this location. Oh, I could take it down to 1 health. Interesting. I could do... I could do 1 damage. Let's put this over here. Let's just put this over here for now. I could do 1 damage, putting the Ultron under pressure, which then makes the Sentinel vulnerable, and then I could do the rest of the damage. I could do 3 more damage to deal it, get it down to 1 health. But at that point, we would then lose the... At that point, we would then lose the next turn, so the Ultron would go, and also the Sentinel, we'd do 3 damage, and then the Sentinel would heal back 2 of it. So I don't think that's the play. The other thing I could do is I could do 2... I could just basically try and do... Yeah, I think this is what I'm going to do instead. So I can do 1 damage to the thug. I can deal... I can do 2 of these wilds as rescues. So let's do that. 1, 2, 3. Because not only are we now under pressure, but we are... we're putting the villain under pressure, but we're making them vulnerable at the same time. Plus we've taken out an extra couple of tokens. That would leave us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 available spots, which is better than what we could have had. So that's not too bad. Now do we... So we do that, so that's 1 damage, 2 rescues, leaving us with 1 more. He is vulnerable now, so I believe we can actually attack Ultron, so we can deal 1 damage to Ultron, I think. We may as well take that damage and put it on the Sentinel, because we played another 2 wilds there. But we do gain a punch token, and we can use this punch token with Remy now on these acceleration things, as long as we don't lose these cards, because we can use this to discard the action token to gain 3 tokens, or 3 punches essentially, in an adjacent location. So that could be good, either for clearing guys or for dealing big damage to Ultron. So he should have 10 health, yep, 10 health left. Alright, now we're going to chase him down before all of this can, and here's the problem now, we're going to be wanting to dish out damage on Ultron and letting these build up, so we've got to be careful with that, considering this guy's going around messing things up as well. Okay, so we're under pressure, we've completed these. Pop these back in here. And we'll pop these in here. Alright, and it is Ultron's turn. Alright. So, let's see. I think I've got this order right. Jubilee, Storm, Rogue, Remy, Jubilee, Storm, Rogue, Remy. Yep, alright, cool. So, hopefully holding that up for you to see. So 2 movement and a bam. 2 movement, where is he? It's this one. 1, 2. Okay, so man, Rogue is getting hit again. Plus we've got a bunch of thugs coming out. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2. Plus another one here. Plus there's going to be there's no landing spot location effect, but we did have let's see, that's going there, so we've got the inflow. We should be putting 1 more in because of this BAM, but that's not going to go there, so that'll come over here. That doesn't trigger, that doesn't trigger. This one does trigger, so that puts another one out over here. Alright. Well, okay. Did Rogue take the hit? I don't think I've done this yet, so I've got to use one of these for Rogue. I think I'm going to use the heroic, or lose the heroic, I should say. It is now Jubilee's turn. Where are you, Jubilee? You're over here. And what do we want to do? We want to hunt him down. But we also want to be taking care of business. So who's going to be going? It's going to be Jubilee and Storm. Storm's not in much of a position there to do much to Ultron. Do we sort of just keep clearing until he comes to us and hope to sort of attack him when he comes to us? What's the plan? What is the plan? I've got 2 heroics, 2 wilds there, so if I play more wilds, I'm spending 1, 2 of them to get there and just do 2 damage to him, and then I could do the same trick with Storm and do another 2 damage to him, because she'd have to travel just as far to get to him, but we'd be doing nothing about these, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4... That's it, there's only 4 location spots, and we know that if he does a BAM, like 2 of them are getting filled up with that, then he's doing 3, so there's 5. Yeesh. And if he lands on one of these, potentially another one. So I think we need to, I'd love to be able to do that much damage to him, but I think we need to maybe just deal with what's in our locations at the moment. Interesting. So what we could do with Jubilee, she's got the 4 wilds here, so instead of spending 4 of them to get around and do 2 damage, we could just clear 4 of these, or we could clear the card and then clear 2, because I think under here we can rescue with civilian, so we could clear 2 plus clear this, and also stops extra thugs coming out if he lands there, so that's maybe not a bad idea. Alright, let's try that. Should we just be doubling down on clearing all these spots? I don't know, but we're going to do this. Let's do a rescue of a civilian and maybe punch out a thug. Okay. Right, and then Storm. What are you going to do, Storm? Well, you can't do the same trick and just stay there, because there's nothing to do there, although it'd be great to get that punch token. But, ooh, reload. Whoa, what does this say? Oh no. Relocate any heroes to different locations. I wish she was going first in that order, because then we'd know where we need to be. But I have no idea where this guy's going now. Boy, I would like to relocate Rogue though, because he's likely walking away from her, and she's going to lose one of her actions if she starts there. But then if I play that card, there's not much else going on with that particular card. I'm not doing a lot there. I think I should be putting some more health on Mr. Sentinel. More health here. Alright, so Sentinel number 1 gets some more health. Oh boy, we've got this punch token. Relocate heroes. Where do we think this guy's going to end up? Well, I think I'm going to use this relocate. I think I'm going to put Rogue. Where will we put Rogue? Let's maybe put Remy here. Maybe Remy here. Maybe Rogue here. Maybe move Storm here, and she can do 2 wilds to maybe do 1 of each. There we go. Yep. So she's going to move in and do 2 wilds, and then she's going to move these guys here, so there's a bit of a spread. Okay. We'll see what happens now. Because of that movement, this Sentinel is going to head in this direction here, but not do any punches. Alright. Okay. So we didn't really do any, we played a bunch of double wilds there and didn't actually make any dent on Ultron, but we did try and keep the locations down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ugh. Okay, we've got 4 and a bam, which is not what I wanted to see. I wanted to see him to land here or something, but Rogue's going to be too far away now, isn't she? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's not great. So Rogue's just going to have to clear. We've got the BAM, so luckily there's no landing effect. We do put 3 thugs out though. Oh, that's not good. 3 thugs. 1, 2, 3. Whoa. Then no damage there. We get 1 here, 1 thug here, 1 more over here. It goes there. Okay. Right. So that goes there. Who's up next? Rogue. Alright, Rogue. So what can you do, Rogue? You've drawn a wild. She can maybe copy someone else's power. What have we played? We've only played this Jubilee card, so she can't quite get there. Now hold on a second. Relocate any heroes to different locations. Ah, so Rogue could relocate herself, but she doesn't have much. She's only got the single punch there, so that wouldn't be that useful. So I think in the interest of clearing stuff, what I might do is she's going to use this. She can move and punch. And then maybe what else did I have with Rogue? I had this wild. Maybe instead of that. But the moving wild, I'm only going to be able to... I guess I could come in here, I could get rid of these 2, rescue 1 at the end of the turn and do the punch. Or... it's the difference of taking out one more thug, because if I play this and use this ability, I can do punches against up to 3 different targets, and really then I could just do a punch here on this guy and then 3 different targets. I'm still only hitting these 2, so it's only like 1 more. I don't quite have the movement to get all the way over to here, which would be good. I could take out 3, or head over there and do 3. So I don't think I'm going to use that. I think I'm just going to use the wild. Step in. The wild. So that defeats 1 thug. I rescue the civilian at the end of the turn. So at least I dropped 2 of them. And I think that gives a health to the Sentinel for playing a wild, and that is her turn. So Remy's going to have to try and have a good turn here. Right, Remy, so you've got the molecular acceleration. He's got a wild, but I think what I'm going to play instead is the molecular acceleration. Now, trouble is it only gives movement, so it's not going to be great, but if Jubilee has to sort of get around, she can maybe use that. But he's got a punch. So what he can do is he can discard the punch token in an adjacent location. Oh, sorry, he can discard the action token to deal 3 damage in an adjacent location. So he can do that. So he's going to discard that. He's going to throw the deck of cards at him, play 52 pick up or whatever it is, and then do 3 damage, 1, 2, 3. Then he's going to step in, and the question is, am I going to do 1 punch to the civilian, sorry, to the thug, or rescue a civilian, or am I going to do another damage to the Sentinels? So Sentinels are Ultron. Ultron's on 7 health. How many spaces have I left myself? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, there's only 5. Boy, oh boy, I didn't really clear much there, did I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I'm going to have to. I'd love to do some more damage to him, but I think I'm going to defeat that thug there. Right. I do end here, so I get to take another token, so hopefully I can use another molecular acceleration at some point soon. That would be good. Okay, but I've got to do 7 damage. Boy, oh boy, this is getting rough. Okay. I think that's... Oh, and this guy is supposed to move, so he's going to move over here now. Heading towards me. Alright. So, we have Ultron deciding to move 5. Where are you, Ultron? You're heading 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right, and he's going to put, no bam, but he's going to put a bunch of stuff out. So, oh, it's a landing location. Oh boy, so I think this is going to be very close. So what happens first? The landing location happens first. So he's going to put out a thug here. Then he's going to want to fill up the location. So he puts a civilian and a thug in this spot. So I think the thug goes out first, then the civilian, I think is what is supposed to happen. Then he wants to put a thug here. That can't happen, so he puts one more thug out here. And then he wants to do, yeah, we're completely full. Uh-oh. Then he wants to put out a civilian. So if I hadn't have done that extra damage, if I'd tried to do 1 more damage on Ultron, we would have lost right now. In fact, this civilian's supposed to go here because I'm supposed to put a thug out here first. So we're now completely full. Boy oh boy. Jubilee. Where are you, Jubilee? She's drawing a card. She has not drawn great cards here. So maximum we're going to do is clear 1 civilian. And Storm. Oh boy. So what can we do, Storm? Storm doesn't have enough movement to get there. She'd need to play she'd need to play a double wild just to get there, and then she's got a single punch, so that's not great. Jubilee, she's 1 away. She sort of like uses her movement and does like a single punch or a single wild. That's not super great. If I stay where I am instead of going after the Sentinel though, I can remove 2. So let's use the wild, I guess. Put these over here. She's going to punch and rescue, I guess. Okay. Well, not punch and rescue, sorry. She's going to punch. And then we get a free rescue because of the location, I should say. And we get another health on the robot. Boy, oh boy. Oh. Okay, Storm. What have you got for a Storm? She's got a single wild. Single wild, huh? Single wild, double wild, we could go 3 wilds and she'd do 2 damage to it. 1, 2, and then we'd only be playing with 2 there. I think she has to and she just has to stay where she is. Remove 3 of these thugs. You know what I've been forgetting? I could be taking damage to prevent these guys coming out too. I should be doing this. I've got the health to survive some of it. Alright, 1, 2, 3. Now do I spend the punch token? Do I spend the punch token? Give up my punch token to deal 1 more, because that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just to give us a bit more buffer zone. Oh, okay. Whew. And she's got, yeah, she doesn't have the movement to do any more than that. Okay. 2 more health for the giant robot. Okay. Oh my goodness. This is so tough. I don't like this Sentinel challenge, it's scary. Ultron. Okay. Is 6 going to be enough? 0. But a bam. So we get 1 because he lands in this spot. That's going to go there. And he wants to put another 3 out. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then there is a bam. So 1 wants to go here. And then 1 wants to go here. So we're back to, oh yeah. Oof. Okay. if we hadn't done that last punch token, that could have been trouble. Alright. How much are we going to be able to do here? Who are we talking about? Rogue? Is it Rogue? It's Rogue. Alright, can we do the damage? We need to do 7 damage. Alright, come on Rogue. If only Rogue had a punch token, she could duplicate old Remy's card here. Okay. So we've got 2 ability absorption. Oh, hold on, power and ability. I think it's the same thing, is it? Use the special effect. Oh, use the action symbols. Oh, use the action symbols at the bottom of another hero's face-up card in the storyline. At the end of your turn, turn that card face down. Oh, this could be good. Is this what we need? Because I was going to say I could copy like Jubilee's effect and maybe jump in, be able to do 1 damage to him plus do some damage to a bunch of these guys. But this way I could do more damage to him. Ooh. Interesting. How can I do more damage? Let's think about this. So if I play this here, I need to rescue 1, which is essentially going to come back out again because of the Sentinel. He's going to, because I played the heroic, he's going to put that straight back in. But that's okay if I can just do enough damage to take out the Sentinel this turn, because I'm pretty sure I can do at least 3, maybe 4 damage with Remy. Because he can throw that punch taken away for 3. But he doesn't have a punch, he's only got the movement. So he's essentially going to be doing 3 damage. So I need to do 4 with Rogue with this action. Can I do it? So let's have a look. Use the action symbols at the bottom of another hero's face up. So I think what that means is I can do the 2 wilds and then do another 2 wilds from, say, Jubilee over there. Yeah. So I think that's the 4. I think I can do it. So I think either way, I think if I didn't do that, if I did the punch one instead, I'd be getting 2 from here. No, sorry, not. Oh no, I've got to use one of these to move, don't I? Right. So 1 would be a movement. one would be a rescue, which would come back in. So, okay, one would be a rescue. Then one would be a movement, and then I'd be doing 3 damage. 1, 2, 3. So 1, and then the 2, 3 from that. So 1, 2, 3. Then Remy would come in. He'd be able to throw this token away to do 3 damage in here. But then he's stuck with a... He's stuck with a heroic, which doesn't do anything. Oh no. I think I'm just short, because he's not going to get movement either. If she plays either of these, this is going to be a punch. Oh no, he's got movement with his card, so he's got movement. But that heroic is not going to do anything, essentially. So... what if I played this instead? Would this make a difference? I think I'm still going to be short, because she... Yeah, let's have a look at this. Use the special effect of another hero's card face up, so I could use this effect here. Punch against up to 3 different targets, so she could step in, do 1 damage with that, 1 damage with this, and then another damage with this. Maybe that's what I need. Alright. That's a meme with all the calculations and stuff. You guys are probably like, you've solved this like half an hour ago, but let me just see. I think this is what I need to do. Let's have a look. Let's wind it back. Alright. So we'll play this. So she's going to move. She needs to move. She needs to... Did I even draw a card with her? Maybe I'm supposed to draw a card. Oh no, I think I did. Yeah, she had the power of absorption. That's right. So she moves in. She punches twice with these 2. So that's where she does 2 damage. That's 2. Then she uses the special effect of Jubilee's card. That's going to allow her to do 1 more damage to the Sentinel and 1, 2 damage to 2 separate thugs. Okay. That's that card done. Then this card gets flipped over. Then we go into Remy's turn. Remy draws a card, I think. Oh, actually, before we do that, this Sentinel would punch Remy. Is that right? I think that's right. I don't think it. If it doesn't hunt the. It's only if it's like can't get to the person it's after. But if there's someone already in its location, I think it hits them. So Remy gets hit. We lose this card. He draws another one. It's a double punch. But what he really needs is this one. He then moves. He can do this punch plus he can throw the card before he moves it. Throw the cards. So that should give him the 3 that he needs. Oh man, we got there. Hopefully I haven't cheated here somewhere, but boy, that was because I was like, no, there's no way. Even if I sort of did as much damage as I could to thugs and stuff around here, this was probably going to be my best option to actually deal any damage to the Sentinel. So I couldn't afford to like waste these cards on not damaging him. But if I couldn't do the damage to take him out, I don't think there was any way that they weren't going to completely fill the things. It was getting sort of exponentially worse, wasn't it, with filling the things. So yeah, he's done the 3 damage there, and then steps in and does the punch, which is fitting. He's there teaming up with Rogue. They do some sort of team combo move, and boy oh boy, that was rough. We needed that punch from Rogue there. So well, they really stretched me to my limit there. That was I know I'm using the double wilds and everything, but boy oh boy, I needed every last ounce there, didn't I? Didn't end up using the training room, but boy, that Ultron, I don't remember him being that tough, but I guess it's the fact that we had extra stuff being put out, because all the civilian clearing you're doing sort of gets just sort of undone by that Sentinel there. So hopefully I didn't mess anything up there. I think was I supposed to do a punch there, and I guess technically after that turn, after Ultron goes down, I guess that's the end of the game, but I guess he would have moved, but that's about it. So hopefully I didn't mess anything up there, and there were some extra tokens that were supposed to go out that would have meant we'd lost a couple of turns ago. But I'm going to count it as a win. So for the purposes of the campaign, this sort of affects what we get to do now. We get some choices. So if anyone jumps in the comments and says, "Oh no, sorry, you lost, you did this wrong," or whatever, first of all, apologies. But for the purpose of the campaign, we'll just play as if we did win, and we'll have a look at what our options are now. But interestingly, even if we had lost, there would be a scenario we go into. But let's have a look at that stuff now. So, and by the way, let us know and let Dave know what you thought of the campaign, or that particular mission, I guess. Because that was pretty fun. Even just that sort of taking Ultron and adding the Sentinel as the actual character moving around just completely sort of changed up the thematics of the game. And then putting this this jerk in here, Sentinel 1, and he's the easiest one, I think. Boy, oh boy. That really made things tricky. So, yeah, have we got any more easy... we might have to look at these decreasing difficulty things here for future battles, but no, that was really cool. So let's have a look at our options. So if we had lost, the Special Youth has been captured and taken to a facility which also has files on many mutants. Rescue the child and destroy those files. So we would have no choice. We would go and would proceed to mission A2, which would require components from the Deadpool set. But we did have a win, so with the Sentinels destroyed, this threat is suppressed for now. The Special Youth has officially joined the X-Men. Woohoo! So now we get a bit of a decision. So we have to look at this, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to put up a poll after I have uploaded this video. So, and I'm going to put up a poll giving us a choice, and you guys basically will get to vote on it, and we'll let that decide which direction we take. So let's have a look at it. Now you can, if you want spoilers, you can jump ahead and click on the link in the description to this campaign, so to see where these options lead. But I think for the purpose of the story-wise, if you don't want to be sort of spoiled and you want it to be a bit of a guess sort of thing, I'm just going to read these descriptions, and you can get a pretty good guess of what's going to happen, especially if you have watched the series. But I'm not going to sort of give away exactly which villain we're going to fight, depending on what we choose here. So let's have a look. So your choices are: you can assist Professor Xavier in treating the madness in the mind of a dangerous mutant. Okay, if we do that, we go to B2. Or we can decide to investigate the mysterious disappearance of mutants in New York City. So we can go to C2. Okay, so those are our options. And I'll leave that up to you guys to decide which one we're going to take. So thank you very much, guys. Thanks for watching that. And thanks so much to Dave for that awesome, even just like the little tweak to the villain there just made for a really challenging battle. So that was really tough. So yeah, thank you for that. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope I wasn't too slow there right at the end trying to work that last turn out. As always, I highly recommend someone at BGG recommended watching me in 1.25 speed. So that's a good tip, if you want to speed up some of my decision making. But I had a lot of fun with that. So yeah, thank you guys. And yeah, like I said before, I think I mentioned this earlier in the video. We'll keep looking at some fan-made, some homebrew villains and battles and that sort of stuff as we go along as well. So I'll probably sort of intersperse the campaign with other games and that sort of thing as well. So definitely want to show off. I've just received an order of some of my last villains for the Street Fighter stuff. So really love to sort of finish those off. So I might play against one of those villains soon. And I've got a lot of stuff for One Piece and for My Hero, and the Sentinels of the Multiverse is a new set that, well, I think he's been working on it for a while, but that's Nelly's been working on that, and I know he's just, and I highly recommend, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this to the table anytime soon, but he's put out a new set based on the Overwatch video game, and I highly recommend checking that out because the rules and the different sort of special rules and stuff that he's made up for that, for both the villains and the heroes are really fun. So really fun to sort of engage with. So definitely check that Overwatch sort of United expansion out. And Norlith has been doing a lot of Mortal Kombat stuff as well, but I think he's about to work on a pretty invincible new expansion range as well. So definitely, if you know, picking up what I'm putting down there, if you're interested in that, yeah, check out all this stuff on the Marvel United Discord as well. But yeah, definitely lots of stuff to show off down the track. So I'll just plod my way along, bit by bit, play a new game sort of thing, and hopefully you guys can come along for the ride. But this campaign's certainly going to be a lot of fun, and hopefully the X-Men 97 series is going to continue to be excellent, like the first couple of episodes that we've seen were. So. And maybe, who knows, maybe Dave will do an updated season 2, or maybe season 97 as well. That'd be fun as well. So anyway, until the next time, Maple Monkey out. See you guys. Bye bye.